You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday, February 27th. We are coming up on the end of this month. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot, and on this morning's first hour, Colorful Cooking with Tracy. She shows us how to make a tortilla soup, which you're going to want to have because it is cold out there today. Plus, Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. She goes to Shine Intuitive Beauty and talks about all of their services. And then snowboard bindings. How do you change them? Most people know, but some people don't. So Ross and I are in the kitchen cooking up our own little recipe there. Hour one of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
The storm is rolling in, and you want to make sure that your skis or snowboard are fully tuned, ready to go, and ready to rock as you get out there and play. Ross shows me how to switch my snowboard bindings in the kitchen, so let's take a look. We're in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
I think we're in your domain
Yeah.
when it comes to being in the kitchen today, because we've got some snowboards in front of us and behind us.
Cooking up some binding swapping.
We are, and it's a good time, especially because we haven't really had much powder. So I have been riding my powder board, but I'm ready to switch back to my twin toe.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Show me how to do this, Ross. You seem to be the expert.
Easy. So yeah, it's definitely nice to have a quiver of boards, right? So you can use a powder board and a grooming board, warm weather board. So it's good to have like a quiver. All we're gonna do is we pop these up. We're just going to take the 4 screws off.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of keep an eye on what you got them on.
So with the
On what kind of degree you want. So.
Okay, so you can adjust those, correct?
Exactly.
Usually I just take it into a tuning shop.
Yeah. So obviously, like, everyone's body is different. I don't think people realize that, like, when you snowboard, like, everyone's body is different, right? Males and females' bodies are different.
Yep.
So what we're looking for with these bindings is this is just a way that we create some twist and turn in our board.
Okay, cool.
So so it's okay to do it whatever feels kind of comfortable to you. Some people like it a little wider. Obviously, you can get into some trouble here if you kind of make your stance too narrow or too wide, right? So it's okay to kind of individualize it. I get kind of talked to every day. Someone sees my bindings, they're pretty kind of duck-footed out. But that's just how I like it. I like to kind of have a quick response. So all I have to do is kind of lift a toe up or kind of dig a toe in, and I get the reaction that I want from the board.
And it helps you to be a little bit more versatile, right?
For sure.
Directionally.
For sure. And I like to ride a little bit of switch, so I kind of have mine set up to go both ways, but a lot of people set it up directional, so it's just more made for one way. So it's totally fine. It's kind of what you're interested in. There kind of is a right and a wrong way, but then within that, there's kind of some parameters that you can't really go wrong.
So what would you define as a right and a wrong way?
Yeah, so like the right way is like we're looking for a balanced stance when we're snowboarding, right? Like a nice athletic stance. So if your bindings are set up a little too narrow or a little too open, and you can't find that nice athletic stance, then that's not what we're looking for.
So if you were, let's say you were renting, should you specify that you would like a wider stance, or is it more just kind of a factory settings?
No, I
grab
think,
the board and go.
Yeah, I think you can trust those ski shops out here. They're going to set you up for success. But what's nice too is like if a lot of people come out for a week or a weekend, and if the board feels a little off one day, you can always take it back into those shops and they can kind of readjust it for you, or ask your nice instructor up on the mountain to do it for you,
or your co-host,
or your co-host, right? Yeah. So it's pretty simple. It's similar to kind of the waxing. You can do this kind of at night. You can do it in the morning. I usually crack a nice beverage and take over my living room and kind of play with my board.
Or a nice cup of coffee.
Or a nice cup of coffee.
In the morning.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So yeah, so easy. Nothing too crazy.
That was easy to take off. And so the tricky part with bindings, and every binding brand and set is different, is they've got the foot pad that you've got to pull up.
Right.
And so we had to figure that out.
Right.
And then once you do that, you're home free.
Yeah, so what you kind of want to look for is, this looks like a twin, so it should be fine either way, but I'm going to bet that this is kind of the nose of your board here.
Okay.
Right? You
Yeah.
think so? This is the nose
I
and
would
this
say
is the
so.
tail.
Yep.
So we just want to make sure we're putting the left foot on the nose of your board and the right foot on the tail, right?
That's exactly right.
Pretty straightforward. So we're just going to pick them up as they are. And you're a little bit shorter than me. So I would probably put mine.
5'9" without the cowboy boots.
Yeah, right, exactly. So they have, most snowboards use these kind of screw systems, so you could set it up anywhere in this kind of rail here.
Okay.
So if it's a little wide, you could bring it in.
So let's say if you didn't have a powder board and you were just riding one singular board, so on a powder day you could set them a little bit farther back.
Exactly. So especially a powder board, you kind of want your back foot as far back as it can go almost.
Okay.
So that way we're kind of leaning on that back foot or more pressure on the back foot.
It
And
gives you a little less work to do.
a little less work to do, and that pressure on the back foot pops the nose of the board up. So in that powder, that's really important, right?
Awesome.
So we're keeping our nose of the board up and not getting stuck. Hopefully you have some skier friends that can help you out if you do need. But it's
Yeah.
pretty
Stick
straightforward.
with the snowboard gang. Just kidding. I like skiers. As well.
It's seriously just a joke. It's really more of a joke than anything.
I feel like the animosity between skiers and snowboarders is starting to dissipate.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody's accepting, and if you love the snow sports period,
100%.
You're in the club together.
Now it's more like those snow bikes, right?
Yes,
We're looking at those guys a little funny, and the people on the snow skates, those kind of skateboards, we're looking at them a little funny.
I don't know about the snow skates. They kind of scare me a bit. Especially the little mini blades that look like roller blades. But
Oh, yeah, I got a
might
pair
try
of
them
those.
one day.
Yeah.
How are they?
They're so much fun. Very
to know.
terrifying. There's no surface area on those, so they're very difficult to stop.
If you're going down, you're going down.
You're going, yeah. So I mainly stick to the greens and a couple blues with those, but
That's great.
But yeah, this is a nice athletic stance for you, a little open, and
So you mentioned you ride duck-footed. Do you switch your bindings at all when you're riding in powder?
no, I should. I really should. But I like to set my board up. I'm an all-mountain rider. I like to ride in trees. So mine's kind of set up for everything.
Cool.
And again, I like to ride switch, so I could really turn my board either way, and it's going to perform the exact same way. So
Great.
kind of depends what you're looking for. But yeah, some days I'm out there, and pretty much every powder day I'm out there, and I'm saying to myself, I'm going to set it back tonight. I'm going to set it back. I'm going to move it back.
And never do.
Get in the back foot a little bit, and then I just never end up doing it. So can't really go wrong. What's really cool too is a lot of the lifts out there on our mountains have these kind of screwdriver tools that you need. So if it's a small little tweak, you can always stop by a lift while you're out there.
Awesome.
And kind of tighten things up, or you could even change your whole setup if you needed to.
That's great.
A little more difficult with the conditions out there, but that looks pretty good. So that's a left foot binding.
Awesome.
We'll get the other one on for you.
Now, when I ride my twin tip, I actually like to do a little bit of a duck foot stance as well.
You do good,
I do.
yeah. So the trick is you never go over 30 degrees. So
Okay.
if your front foot's at, say, like 12 degrees, then you keep that back foot kind of within that 30-degree region, so like an 18. I wouldn't recommend an 18 and a 12. I do a 15 and a 15, which is a little much. But a lot of people really kind of like that 12 degree kind of angle, which you got here. So.
And if people don't quite understand, there's obviously the degree settings inside.
Yeah,
the binding.
exactly. So inside the binding has the degree setting here. So you're at about that looks like a 9 or a 6, depending on which way I'm looking at it. So that's pretty good. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, everyone's foot's kind of different, so it's kind of what you're comfortable with.
And you can, if you're doing this at home, you can take it off and kind of play with it. And
Yeah,
see what you like.
highly recommend kind of standing in it. Put it on the carpet floor and stand in it and feel it out, see what it feels like. But yeah,
It's
this is
always fun to watch people play with tools and make things work.
Yeah, so as a snowboard instructor up at Beaver Creek, I do this quite often with students, right? So they rent a board and, something's a little off. So I'm always kind of touching bindings and getting them set up for success. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want.
It's true. And, I have some friends that are learning how to snowboard. And
Good.
they keep saying their feet are set up differently. So I tell them they just need to go adjust their bindings and try it. Try it and see what works for them. But really, I think it's just a matter of committing to the toasted
Definitely.
edge.
And keep an eye out, especially in the spring. There's a lot of demo days, so you can kind of go test out a snowboard and some new bindings. And then if you really like them, then you go ahead and pull the trigger and you buy them. So that's kind of a pro tip on kind of getting gear is to demo it first, right?
That's exactly right.
Feel it out. I've always wanted to demo those Burton step-on bindings.
I have my eye on them, but I demoed these bindings at the end of last season. So I'm committed to these for now.
And if you haven't gotten new bindings in a while, you know, the technology is always progressing. So things are getting lighter, which is amazing. So it doesn't take as much force, right, to kind of make your board do what you want. It's a lot lighter and reacts a little bit quicker. So
Awesome.
binding technology, it's always changing. Like we mentioned, those step-ons are pretty impressive. So just like that, easy,
Yeah,
pretty
easy.
simple.
Pretty simple.
Nothing crazy. You can kind of click your foot back down. Then we had fun unlocking.
Awesome. Well, this looks like it's ready to go shred in this wintry
Yeah.
mix that we've got coming in this afternoon.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Ross, thanks for educating me on the best way to set up my bindings and how to do it. I appreciate that.
I love it. I love cooking snowboards in the kitchen with you.
I think that's our best recipe yet.
Yes, yes.
But we do have one more in the second hour, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings. Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chenna Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988 when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher, making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? Chenna Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chenna Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
The temperatures are chilly out there, and you know what that means. It is still soup season. Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller. She shows us how to make a tortilla soup.
It's getting hot in the kitchen again, or it will really soon. Hi there, I'm Tracy Miller with Colorful Cooking, and this is the cooking show where we're going to let you know how to cook healthy and how to make it easy. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so what I'm doing now today is thinking about all those busy parents or all those busy worker bees that get home late at night and want a healthy dinner, but you want it to be prepped before you get home. So today we're doing soup and salad. I'm going to do a chicken tortilla soup and a cauliflower salad with a lemon tahini dressing. So that's going to be a really exciting salad, and you can of course make it early and then assemble it right when you're ready to go and put the dressing on it right when you're ready to eat it. And the soup, you can either keep it on your stove, it's kind of a quick soup, or you can put it in your crock pot and let it cook slow all day long. So let's first start off with the soup. Today our chicken tortilla soup is going to have chicken breast, which are cut into small pieces. I'm going to get my pan nice and warm with a little bit of olive oil on the bottom. Now I like to use olive oil because it's the healthiest oil out there, and of course the more and more that you can eat the healthy oils and cook with the healthy oils, the healthier you're going to be. So this is very heart healthy. And I like to stick with olive oil too as my oil in general, because I don't really want 18 different oils on my counter and me have to decide every time. Coconut oil would be another great option because it can withstand a high heat. So we're just going to get this pan heated up, because when we put our chicken breast that's already chopped up in the pan, we want to hear that sizzle. When you're building a soup, when you're building the base of a soup, you want to have those little brown bits. You know, sometimes when you walk away from your oven and you're like, oh no, I burnt it. Don't think that when you're making soup, because what you're going to do is those little burnt pieces are actually going to give you nice flavor. Those are like the base of your flavor. So whether you're cooking a meat or a chicken soup, if you just let it sit there for a few minutes and get those brown pieces and then stir it around, that's going to be a nice base of flavor for your soup. A lot of times when I'm teaching cooking classes, I have to tell people that they're over stirrers. They just sit there and stir everything way too much, and you want to get those pieces on the bottom so that you have a lot of flavor. Okay, so when you're starting off a soup, typically in French soups you have something called a mirepoix, and that is onion, carrot, and celery. But today we're making kind of a southwestern Mexican style soup, and we are going to have our mirepoix is going to be onions, garlic, green pepper, and jalapeno pepper, because we're going to get a little bit of that flair going on in there. So I'm going to start chopping up the onions as my pan is starting to heat up. I can actually feel the heat, so I think we're going to get a sizzle pretty soon. We're going to do about a cup of onion. And then now this is going to be delicious for you, but also really healthy, because the onions are filled with antioxidants, and they're going to fight everything during cold and flu season. So the more onions, if you like onions a lot, add a few more, cook them down. They're going to taste delicious. They won't have that super raw feeling, but if you do want to put them on after, you know, as your little topping, then that would be nice as well. Okay, so my pan is warm. I have already made my spice mix, and whenever I'm making soups, I make my spice mix to start things off. So this spice mix is filled with salt and pepper, cumin, a little coriander, and some chili pepper, because I am going with the Mexican theme. So here we go. We're going to really stir that around so we get nice coverage with our soup. With our chicken, we want it well seasoned, and hopefully you can hear that sizzle. This is going to give us a lot of flavor. I'm going to spread the chicken around in my pan, because you always want to spread everything around on your pan so that it all gets even coverage on the base of where it's cooking. I'm going to put a little more of my spices so they're nice and covered. This is going to be the base flavor of our soup, so we really want to kind of over season it just a little bit. All right, while that gets seared up, I have cauliflower actually starting to roast in the oven. Now, cauliflower might be intimidating a little bit because it's this big old head wrapped in cellophane. All I do is take my knife and cut right through the middle. That opens it up, and then you can kind of pick off the florets from that. So that's what I've done already. I have cut up the cauliflower into small little pieces. I have it roasting in the oven at 400 degrees with olive oil and salt and pepper. And now what happens with the cauliflower is the smaller that you cook it, the smaller you cut it, the quicker it's going to cook. Now I kind of kept it at a decent size because it will shrink a little while you're cooking it. We're going to cook it at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Another thing that I'm going to do for our cauliflower salad is it's going to have roasted chickpeas on it. We actually have a lot of beans in the recipes today, so if you are going to have to be a late night diner, you're going to be happy because we have low fat protein for you. So your dreams won't be too weird like if you're eating a steak sandwich at 10 o'clock at night, go to bed and you have all these crazy dreams and you're like, what's going on? Well, I ate steak after 9. So on the chickpeas, which of course are low in fat, high in protein, and delicious when you roast them up, I have a mixture of oregano and salt and pepper. Parsley is delicious with chickpeas, but we are going to add fresh parsley to this salad. Really cover these chickpeas too. Do not be shy in your seasoning ever. As you take a look at the chickpeas, you'll see they have tons of seasoning on them. As you take a look at the chicken that's cooking up, you'll see that it has tons of seasoning on it as well. So this is kind of nice because it's one pan for the salad. This is going to be our cauliflower salad that will have roasted cauliflower, roasted chickpeas. We're also going to add some parsley to it and some lettuce, some baby lettuce. So let's pop that back in the oven and get it going at 400. Both of those take about 20 minutes to roast up. I'm going to stir this chicken now because I've let it sit long enough that it's going to be kind of charred up and a little stuck to the bottom, and that's what we want. So we'll get that chicken stirred up. It's definitely not cooked all the way yet, and I want to sear it a little bit more because I kind of want every side to have a little sear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank this up a little bit. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Remember before when I was talking about being an overstirrer? This is a point in time where you can sort of be an overstirrer, but you really want to make sure you get that sizzle and that crust on one side. So we're going to let this cook up. I'm going to get my green pepper chopped up. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, adding more to this super simple chicken tortilla soup.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
My stomach is growling watching Tracy make this soup, so let's see how long it takes her to finish the recipe.
Welcome back to Colorful Cooking. I am Tracy Miller, and today we are making a meal that you can prep early, and if you have to work late or the kids are in sports and you're not eating until later, you're gonna have a healthy, hot, delicious meal ready on the fly. It's chicken tortilla soup and cauliflower salad. The cauliflower and the chickpeas are roasting in the oven right now, and this is chicken breast that I have cut up. Now, we talked a little bit about how we want that chicken to really form a crust before we get going, and it really has. It's got a lot of seasoning on it. It's cooked up nicely, and what I'm going to do now is pull out the chicken, and I'm going to just let it rest for a minute because we are going to get our aromatics kicking in the pan. What does that mean? It means your garlic and onions, and in this case, what starts off the chicken tortilla soup is garlic, onions, green pepper, and jalapeno pepper. And of course, if you don't like the spice, if you can't take the heat, don't put the jalapeno pepper in there, okay? So I'm just gonna let that chicken just chill out right there for a minute. I have another pan starting to heat up. Okay, this baby's gonna be really hot. See, I cranked it, so it's getting hot, it's steaming. The crusty parts are on the bottom, which is exactly what we want. I'm gonna add a tiny, tiny bit of oil right now, and then I'm gonna put the onions in there, and onions and peppers. What's gonna happen when these onions and peppers start to cook is their natural juices are going to secrete, and they are gonna deglaze the pan. So deglazing the pan is what is essential when you are making soups or sauces or anything like that. You have the nice brown bits that I can't stop talking about right here on the bottom, and then now you're gonna put the veggies in, and you're gonna let those veggies start to pretty much just simmer in the pan, and they're gonna get juicy, and then they're going to help deglaze that pan. So I have one whole green pepper and a half a huge onion. So it really turns out to be close to equal parts green pepper and onion, little extra green pepper. So we're gonna get that green pepper in there. And of course, if you're somebody that's sensitive to green peppers and you prefer the red pepper, you can do whatever you want. You can put whatever kind of pepper you want in there. The green pepper is actually just gives it a little more of a bite than the red pepper. The red pepper is going to be a little bit sweeter than the green pepper, so you're going to get kind of a sweeter flavor in there, which could be a counterbalance if you are using a jalapeno. So, you know, think about that if you want. And actually, the red pepper has like 3 times the amount of vitamin C that the green pepper does, because the green pepper is kind of the baby, and the red pepper is the big sister, because the red pepper is the green pepper, but on the vine for a couple months longer. So that makes it more sweet, and it just boosts up that vitamin C huge. Alrighty, so we've got our peppers starting The pan is not deglazing yet, but you can see that the colors from the parts on the bottom are starting to change the color of the onions and the peppers. So our plan is working, my friends. All right, I'm just gonna put a half a jalapeno in here. Me, I love jalapenos. I absolutely love them. I don't take the seeds out of them, but if you're making this for like lots of people or kids or something, this is called the membrane and those are the seeds, and that's where you're gonna get your spice. So if you don't want spice from your green pepper, get rid of those. Me, I like a little kick. I'm not gonna put too much in there. So we are going to just kind of roughly chop this, and then we're gonna let it cook with the onions and peppers. So the heat from this is gonna be juicy and it's gonna get right around the onions and peppers. So first of all, you're probably thinking this is a very interesting knife that I'm working with today because here at the TV8 kitchen, I usually bring my own knives, but I forgot it today. So I had to look around and I got this old school knife, and I had to say to everybody here in the studio, hey, this is a really great knife because it's sharp. So whenever you're working with knives in your kitchen, the sharper the knife, the safer it's gonna be. That sounds crazy, right? But if you are using a dull knife, then what you're doing is you're pushing through your food. And when you're pushing through your food, it's going to tear your food, and it's also gonna wiggle around a little bit. So you might not get the best coverage, and you're definitely gonna have a little trouble and more likely to cut yourself. Okay, everything's cooking here. It's over a medium-low heat. I have this frying pan over a low heat. I'm gonna crank that up just a little bit. And what we're gonna do now is just make some tortilla strips for the top of our soup when it's done. Everybody loves these because they just kind of add a little bit of crunch. So just slice them thin like this. These are corn tortillas, so this is gonna be a gluten-free soup. And a masa flour can be replaced for the corn tortillas in the soup. But of course, if you want these little tortilla sticks on top, you really have to use the tortilla and fry them up. Super easy to do this, and everybody loves it. It kind of elevates the soup a little bit. So what we're gonna do is put our pan with some olive oil, a decent amount, because you want the tortillas to kind of fry up a little bit. So we'll put those with a decent amount, and then we're gonna put those in there. Give them some space, like I was saying about the chicken. Don't burn yourself or anything. I think my hands are immune to it now, but just give it some space and let those fry up. We're gonna check in the oven right now and see how that cauliflower is doing and see how those chickpeas are doing. If they're starting to get crispy, we're in good shape, but sometimes it takes a little longer. And when you're working with fresh ingredients, you always have to check everything. So here we go. They're looking good. This is what I want to see on that cauliflower, is when you flip it over, you've got those little brown marks again. That's going to be the theme of our show today. I'm going to close this down and let it cook for a few more minutes. We are going to put corn and black beans into our soup once we get it rolling. And I just want you to know, like, whenever you're using cans of beans, rinse them off first because they're filled with sodium to preserve them in the can. But if you actually rinse the beans off, then you're gonna really, really lessen that sodium. I think it's by half or even more. So just rinse your beans off before you put them in. Sometimes you wanna say, okay, but I like that juice, Tracy. Don't like the juice, it's full of sodium, and we can make our own juice right here, which is what we're gonna do now. So my peppers and my onions are cooking up in this soup. You can cook that for a little bit longer if you want to, but we're gonna add 1 can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. And don't be afraid of the canned stuff. Canned tomatoes that are processed, it makes it easier to get the lycopene that's in the tomato that's really, really healthy for you and super duper healthy for men too. So don't be afraid of canned stuff. Don't be afraid of canned tomatoes. Some other things you might be afraid of, but I like canned tomatoes and beans. All right, there we go. We got a little juice going in there now with those canned tomatoes. We're gonna put chicken broth in as well. And then I'm gonna put the chicken in. We're gonna bring it to a boil, and then we're gonna put the corn and the black beans in there and just let it simmer. And that's the point where you can let it simmer for the rest of the day if you want. You can switch it to your crock pot if you want, or you can turn it off and just heat it up when you get home later tonight. So right now we have green pepper, onion, garlic, jalapeno, a can of tomatoes, and chicken broth. Now I'm going to add my chicken breast. I'm going to crank this up. When it comes to a boil, we're going to add the black beans and the corn, and then we have our soup ready to simmer. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to clean up a little bit. When we return, we're assembling that cauliflower salad. I'm making a lemon tahini dressing that you are going to love, and we're going to get our tortilla strips all ready for dinner time. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
You know, these winter temperatures certainly are harsh on our skin and everything else. Gretchen heads down to Shine Intuitive Beauty to learn all about their services.
Welcome to the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. We're here in Edwards, Colorado at Shine Intuitive Beauty. I am here today with Michelle at the beautiful Shine Intuitive Beauty in the heart of Edwards, Colorado. I am so excited. I come here a lot and I love the products. I love the people. The energy feels so good here. How are you doing, Michelle?
I'm good. How are you?
I am feeling so good. And
Yay.
she is definitely dressed the part of the whole spa because this whole concept is so beautiful and it feels so good. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's all about feeling good from the inside and exuding that outwardly.
Yes, absolutely. That's our goal. We really want our clients to feel comfortable and confident when they come in. And if we're doing just anything to help that healing journey, then we're doing our job.
And I love that whole concept because you do so many different things from I know all of this. Facials, I've done almost all of these things. True story. You
Yes,
know this.
exactly.
From facials to eyebrows to eyelashes to, I mean, could you tell us all the things that you do here to make people feel good from the inside out?
Sure. I mean, it's all across the board. We really focus on holistic skincare and facials. And taking a more progressive approach versus just jumping right into something very aggressive or something that could harm the skin. We do some amazing facials. We also do some more clinical facials like microneedling, but still with a holistic approach. And then a lot of other beauty treatments, body waxing, organic spray tanning. I specialize in eyebrow artistry and microblading. That's my jam. So
we're laughing about this because look how amazing her eyebrows are.
Oh,
and
thanks.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah.
I am one that loves a good eyebrow tint as well as microblade, and so I know I'm definitely going to come and see you for that. And I love the whole approach of all of this is holistic. Can you kind of explain what that means to people?
Sure. So we're an Eminence Organic certified spa. Eminence they're pretty well known in the skincare world, so they're fully organic. Everything is very like cold pressed. They use a lot of herbs and whole foods, fruits and vegetables in their products, but also they're very like science backed. So we're not only nourishing the skin, but making a real change in the skin with clean ingredients. So
I
that's
love
a big
that
pillar.
too. See, and I love that because I'm a huge believer, I should say, a firm believer, and everything that you put on yourself, inside of yourself, that is who you are. It makes up your chemical makeup.
Yes,
and so
absolutely.
This is a big deal. And I have to say, in this particular location, it's so beautiful and it's full of light and it just feels airy and good. And everything here feels like you're healing yourself, which is, it sounds like your whole concept.
Yeah, that's our whole concept. I mean, we want people to come in and just feel that sense of like relaxation and inner peace.
I love that.
I want it to be like a respite from the everyday. So.
The hustle.
The hustle, yeah.
And how did you pick the name Shine?
Oh, the name Shine. So, we started as a waxing studio when we first opened about 6 years ago now, and then with this move over here to this beautiful, bright, like airy space, I really just wanted something a little more meaningful and kind of all-encompassing as far as everything that we offer. So it took me a while to nail down the name, and I kind of was just playing around with like, how do I want people to feel when they come in, and what are we doing for people in our services? And I kind of just, it took a while, but Shine Intuitive Beauty. We want people to shine from the inside out and feel amazing inside. I mean, which is so important versus just our outer appearance, right? So we want people to shine. And then Intuitive Beauty, everyone is so different. Every skin is so different. Every person is so different. So it's definitely a different treatment for every person based on the day, based on the human. So.
And that's what I love the most about this space and about you guys, the brilliant kind of concept of everyone is so different, and someone might come in for the same thing as a friend and maybe come together, and it's going to be a totally different experience. You're going to look at each individual and make it make it more towards them, the human being, who they are, what they're feeling that day, which is so cool.
Yeah,
that is so neat.
Everyone's skin is so different, and even just based on the day, like how we're feeling, like what we're doing. So we definitely use our knowledge and our intuition to like curate the treatment. So.
And I have to say I love this too because I, again, have been a long time fan of you guys and customer, and it's such a safe space. I know I've come in here happy days, really sad, hard days, like a little bit off, and you do feel lighter and brighter when you leave. So thank you for creating Shine. It's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, that's another like pillar of ours. We invite everyone in, like every man, woman, like every age, every color, gender. Like we want everyone to come in and feel comfortable and feel like they can like be themselves here. So
I love that.
Yeah.
You are definitely the pillar of glitz and glam, which is glitz and glam from the inside out. And it's true. As much as people sometimes don't like to say this, when you feel good on the outside, it does help the inside. So it's kind of a win-win situation.
Absolutely. Yeah, when we feel good, and this is, it goes kind of just with our core values. When we feel good and when we as estheticians know that we're helping people feel good and like they can go out in their day and make a positive impact on everyone else, like that's just our main kind of goal.
Pay it forward concept.
Exactly.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle. You're amazing.
Thank you, Gretchen.
I'm here with Jessica, who is a student intern here at Shine Intuitive Beauty. How are you doing, Jessica?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I am so good. I love your energy. I love that
Thank
you're
you.
so excited to talk. What are we talking about today? All things products, maybe?
All things products. I mean, one thing when I came into Shine Intuitive Beauty, I think I was really trying to navigate my way of where I wanted to be in the aesthetics world.
Yeah.
I've worked in a dermatologist office, I've worked at resorts, and I really just wanted to find this like happy medium of like somewhere more holistic but still getting results with driven skincare. So Eminence was definitely up my alley.
I love that. Did you hear about Eminence before you came in here, or did you learn about it here?
Yes, actually, when I had my first son, I was dealing with this like pregnancy acne that I've never had before. And my sister was working at a spa in Vail, and they had Eminence, and the Stone Crop products were amazing. They were like life-changing.
I love that. And so how did you come about to be here at Shine?
You know, I was finishing up my hours for school, and COVID happened, so it kind of prolonged this process, and I was kind of just at home not working, and I interviewed for the front desk, and they seen on my resume that I was a student. And
I love it.
You know what? I walked in that morning. I was like, I'm gonna go introduce myself, because my mom always taught me, if you want a job, you got to go show them who you are. And so I came in here that morning, and the energy is just, it's warming, it's inviting, and you want to be here.
And I love that you said that, because all of you that work here have this same beautiful energy of just, you feel so safe and happy, and you're excited to be here.
Exactly. Thank you. I know that's definitely something that I wanted in skincare too. I was scared to go into aesthetics at first because I thought it was more of the glitz and the glam, and I'm like, I'm not that girl. And then I found like this whole science side of it, and just the making people happy and comfortable about themselves.
I love that you said that, because Glitz and Glam with Gretchen, you know, this segment, people hear that sometimes and they think it's going to be this overtly over the top, but I am all about the same. What you're saying is just feeling beautiful from the inside and showing that on the outside and shining your true beauty.
Exactly.
That's so neat.
Exactly. And I know Eminence has definitely helped me a lot with that and changing my skincare. And I've had medical products before, medical grade, and I mean, these work just as fine with clean ingredients, and you're getting results.
What's your favorite Eminence product?
Product. They just came out with the Tropical Superfood Superfood collection. And this pineapple refining tonic is amazing.
And pineapple, that's very random. I like that.
It smells like you need a cocktail and you need to be on the beach. But it's amazing. It has smaller enzymes, so it's not going to irritate the skin, but you're still going to get driven acids to really kind of eat away at the dead skin cells. So.
I love that. And it smells like pineapple. It doesn't get much better than that. With the sunshine pineapple, I like it.
I know. I love it.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. I'm with my friend Jody, who's an amazing esthetician here at Shine Intuitive Beauty. How are you doing, Jody?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, and I know you do so many things. I mean, I don't even know if I could list them all. Yeah. What is your favorite thing that you do amongst everything that you do?
I've been an esthetician for quite a while. Came on with Michelle and Matt a week before COVID, before we shut down. So we've all grown together into this amazing space. Yeah. Michelle and Matt have put great energy in this. So really, I love to do all the facials. We do that. I do a ton of waxing. That is one thing. With summer coming, we get everybody ready with bathing suit bodies. We do the self-tanning, or the spray tanning here.
I love that.
So it is actually beet tan, and one of my friends formulated it in Savannah. It's made out of beets.
Wow.
So the beets with the sugar and the formula mix with your pH to give you your own color. So whatever you tan as out in the sun, your skin will come out like that.
I'm coming in next week to do this.
And it's all vegan, which is awesome too, and organic.
Amazing.
So it mixes well with the energy we have going with all the products.
So is the beet spray tan, I'm so interested in this, is this you guys just have this product? Your friend actually?
So she formulated this in Savannah.
Okay.
It's all over the country now.
Wow.
So she has different locations.
That's
we actually
amazing.
sell product as well. We have the self tanner and boosters to keep your spray tan going after you get sprayed.
Well, and I think it's so interesting with this because people don't always realize, they think, oh, it's like a spray tan, but you're actually being safe and not getting, even when you're in the sun, doesn't it have some kind of SPF to help you not burn as much? And
it doesn't have an SPF,
okay.
but it being estheticians in a spa, we don't want people to go out in the sun
as
because
much,
you can get any sun damage
Right.
and any of the hyperpigmentation.
Right.
So doing the spray tan is a great way
Not
to keep
to
your
have to-
skin protected
Cool.
and not have any of this skin damage.
I love that. And facials, you said, that's something I'm super
Correct.
into. And my skin personally is so dry here. I know so many people's are living in Colorado with the weather, the climate. Do you do like a deep moisturizing kind of facial or,
We do. I mean, that's really what we touch on a lot with is hydration being in the mountains.
Awesome.
So we have a few facials with like gua sha, which does a lot of massage to get the blood flowing, to create more oxygen into the skin.
Cool.
But that's basically, we do really we try to promote hydration in our facials.
I love that.
We do microneedling as well.
Okay.
Which is a little bit more than the holistic side of facials. It's more of the medicinal, medical end.
Okay.
So it's going to help with the texture of your skin. It's going to get that collagen and elastin pumping. It's going
Awesome.
to make that start growing again.
Cool.
So yeah, we do a wide variety. My favorite though is the microneedling.
This sounds like a one-stop shop. You can come in here and get all prepared to have beautiful skin for the summer.
Yeah, no, we do everything. Yeah.
I love that. And how long have you been an esthetician for?
18 years.
Wow. So you know your stuff. You're good.
Been on for quite a while.
That is so awesome. And what is your favorite thing about working in this space at Shine Intuitive Beauty?
Working in this space, it's just bright. The energy is amazing.
Yeah.
Working with Matt, Michelle, and Jessica has been wonderful.
Yes.
I couldn't have asked for better people that I've met coming on before COVID, so it's been great.
And that's wild.
Yeah.
What a journey to get here. COVID, and then you guys are killing it. You're doing amazing. That's
this
awesome.
space is amazing. It's great to see people outside walking by and everything.
I
So,
love that. Well, thank you
yes.
for making everyone beautiful from the, I guess, outside in and inside out.
Yes, thank you.
One person at a time.
So,
Keep it right here for more of the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
It's Kimberly Perot here, and welcome to the second hour of this Tuesday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. We're going to be finishing up that soup recipe with Tracy Miller, and then it's all things ski and snow sports. Ross and I waxed the snowboard in the kitchen, plus we learned how to skin up a mountain and what that entails. So lots happening in this second hour, and it starts right now.
Well, we just walked outside of Eyepieces with two of their new exciting products that we're going to get to try out on the mountain here at Beaver Creek. Well, we're back on the chairlift, headed back up to the top of Beaver Creek, and we're going to focus on the Murak Wave Cell helmet from Anon. And this one's pretty interesting because one thing I noticed already is it has this cool boa right here in the back that'll allow you to adjust and loosen the helmet around your head. It just fits so well, but you can adjust it to make it fit even better. So that's one thing I've noticed that I like so far on this helmet. The other cool piece of this helmet is the Wave Cell technology it has. As you can kind of see through the ventilation, that green Wave Cell technology inside the helmet. And what it really does is it balances out the impact. So when you hit your head on the snow, it balances out the impact of where you hit your head. The Wave Cell behaves like a network of hundreds of interconnected shock absorbers connecting to your head and the outer shell of the helmet. Wave Cell helps distribute the impact energy through its network of cells and reduces impact forces like the crumple zone of a car perhaps, and then helps divert rotational forces by flexing and gliding. So we're gonna jump to the next product that we picked up from Eyepieces today, and it is these pink protective Anon M5 goggles that are super sweet. They come with the built-in face protection, and I've got this pink lens on today, so I should be seeing pretty well through this overcast weather that we've got out in front of us at Beaver Creek. But let's go try them out. So another cool feature about these M5 goggles from Anon is the built-in face technology like we talked about, but check this out. It's magnetic, so it just pops on and off super easily. You can snap it right back on, right in and out. All right, so if I had to rate both products right now, I'd give the M5s, you know, a soft 10 out of 10, and I would give the Merak helmet also, you know, probably a 10 out of 10, but that's just me. Make sure to go to Eyepieces and try these unique products out for yourself. Thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you on the mountain.
Morning, it's Danielle in the TV8 Winter Weather Center. A National Weather Service advisory has been issued for snow squall warning until 8:30 this morning. Slow down or delay your travel. Be ready for a sudden drop to near zero visibility and icy roads in heavy snow. It's going to be a tough travel day. Be careful out there. And stay tuned for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. And Think Big kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
Good morning, Vail.
It is so important to make sure that your board slides down the mountain appropriately. Ross shows me how to apply a layer of wax to make sure that I can have fun while I'm out there shredding.
Kim and I are back in the kitchen cooking up my specialty this morning. Not actually cooking, but we're gonna wax Kim's board for her today. Kim, how many days have you ridden this board?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I got it at the end of the season last season, so
Okay.
it's still pretty new, but just not new enough where the factory wax is still on it. So
Yeah.
very excited for you to show me your expertise in the kitchen.
Yeah, so the way the wax kind of works on a snowboard is you're actually melting the snow below you when you're snowboarding.
Oh, interesting.
So that wax kind of helps get a nice smooth glide on the kind of that layer of water you create, which is the science behind it. So it's important you wax your board probably every 2 weeks or so, depending how much you ride, but every 10 to 20 days you probably want a fresh wax. They come in different types, so for cold weather, there's a certain wax you use for when it's really cold. In the springtime, there's a different wax, a little bit warmer, so all sorts of science behind it. All the ingredients you need is an iron and some wax, okay?
So I have a question for you about the wax.
Yep.
So how do you know which wax you need for like winter or spring if you're new?
Yeah, so they're pretty well labeled. One of the brands I really like is this Mountain Flow Eco Wax. It's this guy out of Carbondale, out of his garage, that made this, and he designs the boxes so it says a temperature, so
Great.
it's like a certain temperature that you're looking for. But today we're going to use a little Birds of Prey wax. This was a nice little gift that the Birds of Prey races gave to some of us. So we got our iron nice and hot. All we're going to do is just kind of melt the wax onto the board here.
A 2-ingredient recipe. I'm a big fan of this.
This is my kind of recipe. So you can kind of go as much or as little as you like. If you do too much, you just scrape it off at the end. That's kind of the next step. I kind of like to just do a nice little half the board.
So you're just touching the wax to the iron,
That's
and it just melts in little droplets, and
That's
you're just blending it all over the base of the
right.
board.
So this is a pretty decent board. It's not super dry, but we're gonna get a nice layer of wax on it, kind of from the top to the bottom, from the nose to the tail, and we're just gonna kind of nice and evenly wax it in. The heat from the wax melts it again and kind of creates a nice little layer here. So this is a great activity to do late in the day.
Yeah.
Crack open a drink. I usually like to do this for friends. If you got that one friend in your group that you're always waiting on, you give them a fresh wax and they're a little bit faster. So that's
Hey, let me help you out.
That's kind of a trick here. So super simple, 2 ingredients. We're just gonna get the second half now. And yeah, I just waxed my own board a couple days ago, so I'm okay for at least a week here.
Now, as you're melting it, so you took the iron and the wax and you're melting it onto the board, and now you're kind of remelting it as you evenly distribute it.
That's right.
But the wax dries very quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does the heat, is it still hot? I'm not going to touch the other end because...
No, it's not super hot. You definitely want to be careful because we have a hot iron in our hands, so that's kind of the most dangerous thing, or you don't want to touch your fingers. As you can see, I'm holding the wax all the way on the iron, so that's where you want to be really careful you're not sticking your fingers on the iron. And this is just it's nothing special. This is just an iron you could iron your clothes with, right? So
Okay.
It's not anything crazy. You could get these at any of your local ski shops usually.
Could you get one maybe at Walmart even if
Probably,
you didn't have
yeah,
access to
for
it?
sure. And I've had this iron for 10 plus years, and it's just part of my kind of snowboarding equipment at this point. So I like to get the tail and the nose as well. I never know how much you're going to be buttering around and keeping your nose and tail up in the air, but kind of give it one last look at those last couple ones that we might have missed. And we're just creating a nice little layer of wax here on the snowboard.
Well, it looks great, and you can just see it doesn't matter if it's super evenly distributed because you mentioned there's another step after this.
That's right, that's right. So it's pretty straightforward. This is where we'd maybe crack another drink, give the wax a chance to settle here before we start scraping it. Some of the other tools that I like to use, we've got this kind of like rock edge. This is going to sharpen our edges for us, which is really important. We want sharp edges to grip the snow right, so if you have kind of dull edges, it's harder to make those turns. This is a very similar kind of step-by-step process for the skis. Obviously there's 2 of them, and there's more edges, so it's a little bit more work.
A little more time
As
consuming.
the snowboarders, it's pretty easy to just do this. So we have our edge tool, and then we also kind of have a little brush that I like to use. This kind of just creates grooves in the wax.
Okay.
So as you're snowboarding along, you kind of create even more gliding with it.
Okay.
So this is kind of not necessary, just something I like to use. And then our scraper, which we'll use to scrape the wax off.
Awesome.
So it's pretty straightforward.
Sure. So looking at the edging tool and the sharpening the edges, so you mentioned that you want to wax your board every 10 to 20 days. And I imagine you obviously kind of do them both simultaneously, but let's say you don't want to wax. How do you know when you need to sharpen your edges?
Yeah, I mean, it's a feel, right? We're also like carrying our boards around all the time, right? So we want to be careful with our edges, but if you're starting to feel it in your hand and it doesn't have that kind of sharpness to it anymore, you can feel it. And then also you can kind of look at it too. Sometimes you get a little bit of rust because it is water, right? So it'll kind of rust over, and you can kind of sharpen those up and get some of the rust off.
Awesome. Yeah,
That
I
makes
definitely
sense.
carry my board around with a glove, and if I can carry it without my glove on, then I know it's time.
Yeah, and there's tons of ski shops and snowboard shops that can help you with this, but this is a very easy thing to do, and it's a fun thing to do. It's kind of therapeutic for me, and you can just do it at home on a table. All you need is an outlet and an iron, and it's pretty fun and easy to do.
It makes you look like an expert to
And
your
it goes
friends
so
and family.
quickly. Yeah, exactly. And again, I love to I usually wax every one of my coworkers' boards before, so it's something I like to do. Because again, like if someone's having a hard time out there, this just makes it like a new board and it's more enjoyable, right?
It really is.
And they can keep up, right?
And renewed excitement on getting back out, and they can keep up. I love that. That's
Exactly. So
true.
while this dries, I'm going to go ahead and just start on the edges.
Okay.
This tool does have little arrows, so it kind of goes directional.
Okay.
You can get stuff like this all over, but really what it is just kind of like a stone that's going to sharpen our edges. I like to go from the nose to the tail,
Okay.
and just one way. So we're going to make sure we got it going the right way, and we're just going to kind of sharpen the edges here.
Now, is there like a method to the way that you sharpen it? You said nose to tail, so that's the start of it.
Yeah,
Do
really.
you go over it several times, or just kind of
Yeah,
how it
for
feels?
sure, for sure. I go over it a couple times. I usually try to go like nice and easy the first time through. And since we're on a box here, I'm gonna have to lift this one up.
Mhm.
But I like to get just a couple kind of goes at it.
Okay.
And then I like to do like one long top to bottom.
So you do
If
a
we
little bit
can.
of a brushing and then smooth it all the way out.
Yeah, and you can kind of hear it, right? So the stone has kind of grooves on it, and that's really what's sharpening it.
So it's like a pumice stone for your board.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And this is something you can kind of carry in your pocket. So if you have an old board and you're constantly having to sharpen your edges, this is just a small tool that you can carry with you or just kind of leave out and about.
Awesome.
Yeah, so this heel edge is a little rough here.
No, I love that we're doing this as an educational piece on our show, but I also am loving it because I'm getting a free wax and sharpening and tuning on my board.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the next time you go out, with all this snow, we use kind of a cold weather wax. We got all these cold temperatures in the forecast, so definitely kind of want to use that cold one. And then it's tough and then as it heats up, you kind of want a different wax. So it's a little playing that game of what's the temperature, what's the wax I want to use. I usually have 2 to 3 waxes in my bag to use. And again, all we need is just something kind of to put in between our bindings, prop it up, and an outlet. And it's pretty straightforward. So this is feeling pretty dry. You can feel it's still kind of warm, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I'm a weird brush guy. I do the brush before and after.
Okay.
We're about to scrape it off, so not all of it's going to stay. So that's why I like to do it before and after.
Okay.
But this is just a nice straight line, nothing crazy. You're not going to hurt your board doing this. If anything, you're going to help it. The only things to worry about are putting too much wax on.
Okay.
If there's too much wax, you're going to stick a little bit.
So if you can see it, that's probably too much wax.
Yeah, exactly. And it's okay too if you have a little bit of wax on your board, a little too much, because as you go down the mountain, it's going to come off.
Okay.
So sometimes what I like to do is I'll wax it and then I'll kind of pick a nice steep run and get some speed, and that'll kind of melt the excess wax that I have. So I'm going to scrape it as much as I can.
Okay.
And then all we're going to do is use our scraper tool.
Okay.
And we'll see how this works on this box, but we're just going to kind of push it down and see how that wax is starting to come up.
Yeah, looks great.
So we'll do that a couple times, get the wax off, edges are sharp, and we'll be ready to rock.
I'm ready to go straight on the mountain with you today.
Easy, yeah, and
all that snowfall and all of the waxing that we just did. Let's go.
And that's about 10 minutes or less, or you could let it sit for longer and take your time and make an evening of it. But it's pretty straightforward.
Sounds great. Well, it looks like Ross and I need to get out on the mountain for the rest of the show, even though we'll be here in studio. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
We have fresh snowfall in the forecast, and you know what that means? You're probably getting out there and doing some backcountry. Stacey talks to some experts about how to skin up a mountain.
Today, I'm so thrilled to talk to you about skinning, a sport that I am dying to try, and why I'm so eager to have two experts from the Valley here to share with us their expertise. So Hayes, thank you so much for hosting us here at Cripple Creek Backcountry, and Adam Bartlett, thank you so much for joining us as well. And so before we get into the nuts and bolts of skinning, what I'd really like to know is how long have the two of you been in Vail, and why have you stayed here for as long as you have?
Yeah, I've been here for 3 years. Love being here for our wilderness areas and the core groups of people who are into recreating in those places.
And you, as I recall, you also came here because of a job.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I got a job here, and yeah, now I've worked here for 3 years, and yeah, good deal.
I got to ask, do you have a memorable moment of helping a client like me find joy in doing something in the backcountry in those 3 years?
Yeah, it's always cool when people come back and tell us how much fun they had, and yeah, and then groups of people, like, they'll get gear because their friends did, and snowballing, it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, I look forward to talking about the gear, because I think that's the one thing that I've really been restricted in trying skinning, because I don't have it. I'm an avid downhill skier, and I do a teeny bit of cross country, but look forward to getting into the gear shortly. So Adam, your story is a little bit different. We know you've been in real estate here in the Valley for quite some time, but tell us why you came here and why you stay here.
Oh yeah, I moved here over 25 years ago, and I came, to spend the winter, but ended up staying obviously longer, and it's the outdoors and being out to work, life balance, and all that's really kept me here.
And is there any one memorable moment that you have in this valley that kind of turned your mind and shape about how you look at the valley? Because I know you kind of think of it as a little bit of a Camelot. So what made you stay when you first came?
I think it was like I enjoyed the winter, but then like somebody talked me into staying the summer, and it was the balance of the seasons that I've learned to enjoy everyone, even the spring as it melts out, but with the backcountry skiing, that makes it a lot more enjoyable.
Well, we're blessed to have the two of you in the Valley, and so let's get into the meat of this. Hayes, how did you get into backcountry?
I had a friend in college who needed a partner, and I got the gear and got into it and started skiing bigger spring lines, and then now I do it, from October through June sometimes.
And tell me, when you say your friend needed a partner, okay, remember, I have never gone skiing before. I haven't gone in the backcountry. Mm-hmm. I really want to. Why is it so important to have a partner?
Yes, for safety, just taking care of each other out there, and then if something were to happen avalanche-wise, you'd have a partner for rescue, and it's just generally safer to travel in the mountains with a friend.
And for our viewers, similar to me who has never skinned, I know we don't need to be worried about going to where the avalanches are, and we'll get into that in a minute, but I think it's really important, especially with what we've been hearing recently, that having a partner is really key to safety in all of this. Now, Adam, how did you get involved in this? Because you have a little bit longer background. When we were talking and preparing, you had said there's a progression of how you ended up getting into backcountry.
Yeah, when I moved here, I was into snowboarding at the time. I skied as a kid and then got into snowboarding, but then, I was in the summer, hiking in the Gore Range and doing all that stuff. So I wanted to start enjoying it in the winter, and then, ended up taking a break, got into ice climbing, and then after that, I bought a touring setup and then started, skiing on the mountain with it, and then slowly entering into backcountry as friends showed me around.
So you mentioned the term touring. Can the two of you help us understand how to really to define the words backcountry, skinning, touring, and are there any other terms that are thrown out in this vein right now, today's world?
Yeah, backcountry skiing would be anytime you're skiing out of a controlled ski area. And then skinning would just be anytime you're going uphill on skis. Some people think of it more in the context of going uphill at the resort. And then touring would be similar, going uphill on skis, going around in the mountains on skis.
So is there a difference between skinning and touring?
I guess not. Maybe people probably use the words in different contexts, but.
Adam, do you have anything to add about the terminology?
Yeah, I think to me, touring is more kind of backcountry, but it's not like you're going for one line. You might be, making a day out of it, go up, ski something, go down, go back up again, and then make it back.
And make it back,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So one of the big differences for me is obviously the equipment and actually before we get into it, Adam, you had talked about the evolution of the equipment as well. Maybe you can talk about how it's just changed before we get into the specifics of it through the time that you've been out in backcountry.
The biggest thing is weight. It's, weighs half of what it used to when I first started. The skins weighed twice as much. The boot technology was there, but you can have a boot that's closer to an on-mountain boot, like a resort boot, but it weighs half the weight, or somewhere similar to that. And then bindings, they just become more efficient and lighter, and you can get it's easier to get further into the mountains, in a quicker pace.
Okay. So you go further faster.
Yep.
Okay. So let's kind of talk about all this equipment because, Hayes, you're the expert, and I will say that this is a little bit different than what I use going downhill. So help us understand all that we need to go out there.
Yeah, so the skis are really similar to what you're used to alpine skiing. They might just be a bit lighter. And then for the uphill, you'll put the skins on the bottom of your skis. They'll stick to your skis, and they grip one way and they glide the other way. And then you'll have a touring binding. These pin-style bindings work really well. So for the uphill...
When you say pin style, is that because there's pins there? Okay.
Yeah, so you're locked into the binding by these 4 points, which is crazy to think of, but they do work really well. So when you're going uphill, you'll just be attached in the front of the binding, and your heel will be free, so you can walk up the hill. And a lot of bindings have risers to make it easier when it gets steeper.
Oh, fascinating. That's very cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then when you come down, you're locked in really similarly to an alpine binding. Your heel is attached, and you're just making alpine turns like you're used to.
Okay. Awesome. Now, you mentioned the skis. We do have an array of skis behind us. You mentioned that they are lighter than alpine skis. Is there anything, well, and obviously the bindings seem much lighter too, those pin bindings. Are there any other differences between the backcountry skis, skinning skis, and alpine skis?
Yeah, I mean, some people pick really narrow skis if they want to go up the hill really fast. Some people pick wide skis if they're looking for soft snow. Kind of the same deal as your alpine skis, just lighter.
Okay. And speaking of light, oh my God, this is like feather light compared to my boot.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take to put a skin, if you're a beginner, how long does it take to put a skin on a ski?
Oh, probably just like a minute.
A minute?
Mm-hmm.
And then you skin up the mountain, and obviously you take the skins off. What do you do with the skins? Because I would imagine they're wet.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you do with the skins?
Yeah, you can put them in your backpack, or if you're taking multiple laps, sometimes you put them in your jacket to keep them warm so they don't ice up. That way they perform the next time around.
Adam, what are your thoughts on this new equipment? I mean, you say it's lighter. Have you found that you're going in further now too?
Oh yeah, I can shave like hours off of what
hours.
What it used to take.
Wow.
I mean, because I had a heavier boot that, I mean, this was in existence when I started, but I kind of came from the alpine end and wanted a stiffer boot. So now you can get a stiffer boot that weighs, so much less than the resort skiing boot.
Awesome.
And gives you, similar performance. It's not exact, but it's very close now.
So viewers, please stay tuned. We're going to take a short break. And Adam and Hayes, this has been fantastic. I've learned so much in just a very short period of time. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the skinning episode and how you can enjoy skinning here in the Vail Valley and living your best life.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Hello everyone, I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do. So even though you work for
Some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Good morning, Vail.
I cannot wait to dig into a bowl of tortilla soup, and especially with this recipe that Tracy has showed us on the show this morning. Let's take a look at how she finishes it.
It's getting hot in here, and we are roasting cauliflower and chickpeas. The chickpeas are tossed in salt and pepper and oregano, and that's going to be for our roasted cauliflower salad. The tahini dressing is something we're about to make as well. Feels good by the oven. Everything is looking good on there. They're all roasted up nicely. The cauliflower has some great color to it. And so do the chickpeas, and they feel like they're a little bit crispy too. Sometimes those chickpeas can take a little while to get crispy, but this is a snack that you'll absolutely love if you're a fan of chickpeas. Okay, we're gonna hold off on this for 1 second, and we're gonna get back to the soup. You see that this soup is boiling like crazy right now, and that's what I wanted it to do at this point. What we're gonna do now, and this is what I was talking about with the masa. You can either use masa flour, about 1/8 of a cup, or you can use corn tortillas, and you just rip them up and put them in the boiling soup. And this is gonna give it that tortilla flavor. And I also have my fried tortillas right here so that we can really kind of have that chicken tortilla flavor that we are naming the soup. So I'm just gonna rip up one of these, actually 2 of these, real small. What's gonna happen is they'll start to disintegrate, and then the flavor will come out in the soup. And this is a corn tortilla, so it is gluten-free. So for all your gluten friends, your gluten-free friends, or for you, then this can be a nice soup for you that's gonna be hearty and have a little body to it, because that masa or those corn tortillas are really going to give it a nice flavor. Okay, so we're going to let that boil for another probably 2 or 3 minutes or so, just to soften up those tortillas. Meanwhile, I'm going to dump a 1/2 can of beans in there, depending on how much you like beans, and about 1 cup of corn. This is just a really colorful, beautiful soup, and it's so healthy for you. Low in fat as well, especially using the chicken breast. If you ever want to use chicken thighs in a soup, which sometimes I do as well because they have a little more flavor, it's that brown meat. Look at the color on that. Oh, this is a nice soup. It really looks good. I'm going to actually add a little more of my seasoning mix, and once again, the seasoning mix is salt and pepper, cumin, coriander, and chili powder. This is what's going to give it its flavor, because of course our chicken broth was just a plain chicken broth, so we need to give it flavor with the spices that we put in there. And of course, the more spices and herbs you can get in your life, the healthier you're going to be. All right, we're gonna let that bad boy boil for just a little bit longer, and we're gonna work on our cauliflower salad. So cauliflower is so delicious, so good for you, and it goes really nicely with parsley. So I'm gonna thickly chop up some fresh Italian parsley. I prefer the Italian parsley. It has bigger leaves and it has a big flavor. And so I have some mixed greens here. These are baby greens. So when you're buying baby greens, just be careful, because they go bad really, really fast, because they're little babies, you know, and they're very perishable. So when you're looking at the container, buy one that you know is the size that you're going to eat, and make sure there's no water in the container when you buy it, because that water is really going to destroy those. So I have some sliced apples, and I use apples or cranberries for this salad. I have the mixed greens, and then I have the beautiful parsley that we're going to put right on top there. Okay, so now we're going to get some of our cauliflower. If you haven't eaten cauliflower roasted like this, it's delicious. It actually kind of tastes like popcorn. It gets those burnt pieces, and it's so good. It's really a fun, delicious way to get your veggies in. Okay, so we're going to top that with some cauliflower. And then our chickpeas are nice and crispy. And again, this is another good snack. I mean, if you're working in an office and you need that little 3 o'clock pick-me-up, chickpeas and cauliflower, really? I mean, you might not want to open the container of cauliflower at work because it's definitely stinky, but it tastes really good and very good for you. Okay, so there we go. We've got crispy chickpeas that are coated in salt and pepper and oregano. We have cauliflower. You can use cranberries or apples, mixed greens, and parsley. That's the salad, but the best part of this salad is actually the salad dressing. So let's get to making the salad dressing, and I'm going to make it in this bowl right here. And it's pretty easy, and it's extremely delicious. So what we do with this is this is my cheater. So if you don't want to cheat, don't get like a lemon pepper marinade, but this is what I like to do just to kind of loosen up the tahini. You can also do fresh lemon, but this is just kind of a quick way to make a delicious sauce. So I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of the lemon. So this is lemon and olive oil. So if you're doing it all fresh, lemon and olive oil is enough. And then we are going to get the tahini. Now this is such a great ingredient. It's sesame paste. It gives you a really unique flavor and it goes so well with cauliflower. So we're going to do about equal parts. So another 2 tablespoons of that. I'm going to get some salt and pepper on here. And my tahini is pretty liquefied right now. Sometimes that's not the case, but it is. And so I'm just going to stir this up. If you would like it less thick, add a little bit of water. No big deal. You can just add a little tiny bit of water to that, or a little shot of maple syrup if you need some sweetness to it. So that's going to be our salad dressing that goes with our salad. You can prep the salad all the way to this point, and then when you get home and you're ready for dinner, then you can put the sauce right on top of it. So now we are going to get a bowl for our soup. Let me see. I'm just going to move a few things around here for a second. Get rid of these hot pans as you take a look at that salad. And I'm going to go get a bowl. This had a little chicken in it before. It had the cooked chicken, and actually I had meant to make the salad dressing in this bowl because this is the kind of bowl that you would typically eat a chowder out of, and that deep bowl over there is what you would eat more of a soup like this for. So I'm totally messing up the bowls here, but I don't think anybody really cares too much about that. I'm going to turn the soup down. We have this just delicious soup, and you can see that the tortillas have kind of melted in there. Look how many veggies and colors there are. This is colorful cooking right here, folks. This is what I like to see. A hot soup, lots of nice broth, lots of colors, lots of vitamins and minerals in there. And now let's wreck it all by putting some fried tortilla strips on top. But this is going to give it great flavor. It's delicious. I have a little cilantro as well to brighten it up, and then a little avocado. And there you go. There is your chicken tortilla soup and your delicious cauliflower salad with a tahini dressing. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope this gives you a couple good ideas on how you can make a dinner and be prepared if you're coming home late at night. I'm Tracy Miller, and this is Colorful Cooking.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
There is so much that you need to know about how to skin up a mountain if you're really going to try it. So Cece finishes that conversation with the experts.
This is a skinning episode. I'm here with Hayes and with Adam, and we are at Cripple Creek Backcountry in Avon. So blessed to be hosted by you, Hayes, so thank you very much. Now let's jump into the specifics. Let's pretend I just walked into the store. Our viewers know that I've never done this before. I really want to do it, and it's been 4 years, and I just don't know what's holding me back. So Hayes, what are you going to do with me?
Yeah, I mean, we could set you up on some rental gear, and you could give it a try for a day and go uphill at one of the local ski areas before or after the lifts are running, or head over to Meadow Mountain where it's safe to travel and find some fun snow to ski in.
Do you mind me asking what the price points of rentals are? Because again, I only have Alpine as my background. So what am I looking to spend for that period of time?
Yeah, here it's $120 for the day. That gets you boots, binding, skis, skins, and poles.
And what if I came back and I wanted to buy something? Does that go towards the purchase?
Yeah, we can
Similar-
apply
yeah,
some of it to the full setup.
Yeah, that makes it. Okay, so now I've got the equipment, but I am a beginner, and so what do I do? Who do I go with? Do I do it on my own and figure it out? Adam, what are your thoughts? Because you did offer to take me up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you can do it either way. I think if you're going at the resort before or after, outside of operation hours, you could totally do it by yourself. It might be nice for the first time to go with a friend that can just give you a couple tips here or there, so it makes it a little bit of a smoother experience for you.
Okay, so we mentioned, Hayes, you mentioned Meadow Mountain and Arrowhead. How long is it going to take me the first time going up? I'm not a runner. I have okay breathing, I'm in decent fitness, but how long is it going to take me to get up there?
Yeah, I mean, you can turn around whenever you want. That's kind of
that's
the
key,
beauty of it. So if you have an hour, you can just, go up for 50 minutes, turn around, and be back at the base. But yeah, it all just depends on your pace, and turn around whenever feels comfortable too.
That's key, because I always feel like I have to finish it and go up to the top. So what run would you suggest at Arrowhead for me?
Oh, I think it's Little Brave is the mellow one to the looker's left.
Looker's left, okay. Now, Adam, I know you love Vail, so where do you go, or where would you suggest me as a beginner at Vail?
I go up Simba, and you can go around the Blackface, but it's mostly a green or a blue the whole time, but I just do that and go up to Eagle's Nest, and that's the easiest way. But you don't have to go to Eagle's Nest. You can go to the bottom of Chair 26, the Pride Lift, if that's all you got time for, whatever, kind of works for you, and, how you feeling or time and that.
Now, you're talking about feeling and time. One of the things that the two of you really instilled with me is that skinning can give you a fabulous aerobic exercise. So how do you find, Adam, you fit it into your schedule, and when do you typically skin versus, any other big backcountry adventure?
I always try to do it in the morning, or if it's on just going up the resort after hours in the afternoon. But it's work first and then that. But, I'll do that. But if it's anything backcountry, I always try to go in the morning before it warms up.
Before it warms up. Okay, so that gets us into a whole nother conversation.
For another time.
Which is why I'm thinking, Hayes, that you recommended that being at the resort for the first time to really learn it is important because of the snow conditions.
Yeah, it's managed. You don't have to worry about complex terrain, avalanches, anything like that. You can just focus on getting comfortable with the movement, the gear, and your fitness.
Okay. Now, speaking of the gear, now Adam, you pulled out a few things here from the store just to kind of show us if, you went up Simba this morning. So, what do you carry when you're in the resort areas?
In the resort areas, you do not need these three things because it's managed. Groomers are on it, but you need a backpack.
So you need a backpack.
Extra clothes because you're going to get damp from your sweat.
Okay.
So, I'll go up to Eagle's Nest and go inside and change really quickly so that I'm warm.
Oh.
But I always bring an extra, because I sweat a lot, an extra shirt and then another jacket and then the shell jacket on top of it. So.
Okay.
And then a hat that I'm not using on the way up. So, and then another pair of gloves, because my gloves, everything for me will get kind of damp.
So
then I just change it out, put the damp stuff in there, and then put the dry stuff on quickly and ski down.
Okay, you did pull out some things, and I think this is more around the backcountry side of things, but show us, because I don't think I've seen one or two of these tools before. Maybe if you can lift them up for the camera too.
Yeah, this is a beacon. This is the most important piece you'll have. If something ever did go wrong, it helps you find your partner or the partner to find you, hopefully, without any issues. Then a shovel, if that were to happen, or if you just got stuck outside at night, it allows you to build a snow cave or something like that. And
Gosh,
then
it makes me really excited to run and go out there at that time of
but
day.
you know, like in the beginning, you're not going to go far. But if
Yeah.
something ever did happen, it can definitely help you. And then it all goes hand in hand. But it's a probe pole. It's like a tent pole that's going to be 5-10 feet long. They're in different sizes, but that if you're ever doing a recovery, it allows you to poke in the snow.
Okay.
For your partner, because if
Okay.
you're picking up their signal from this, it goes from you're in search mode, you move it to send, and then you use the probe to find them. Then you'll start digging
Okay.
if something did happen.
I find this fascinating only because the last couple of years since I moved to the Valley, there's been a big emphasis on educating people about the snow and avalanches. Just briefly, even though, again, for our viewers like me that are beginning, I'm not going to be going to avalanche training, but the two of you did talk about there's quite a few resources in town to help us learn about the snow. What are those? I believe you have some classes here at Cripple Creek. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have some avalanche awareness classes. Friends of Berthoud Pass put something on. CIC has had some events recently, so that's a good way to get just prepped. And then past that, there are full level 1 courses to understand avalanche terrain that you can book through services like Paragon Guides or Apex Guides or Colorado Mountain College nearby.
Yeah, matter of fact, I just read in the paper over the weekend that Apex Mountain School has really blown out their safety training. And the two of you educated me on avalanche training being the acronym ARI with different levels to it. So I was fascinated to read about that. Now, Adam, you've been doing this for a while. Tell me, how much training have you done to go out in the backcountry?
A lot of it's to experience, just from my young days, getting, whether it was ice climbing or just traveling in the Gore Range that's local here to Vail and or Sawatch and Beaver Creek. But a lot of that, I read a lot of books and then took some classes, mixed throughout that. And then every year I try to do a refresher, whether it's Ski Patrol that puts one on or, CIC.
And Ski Patrol being at either of the resorts, they'll do.
Yeah, they and in the past they've done a lot, together with CIC. It's kind of a group effort, and
Okay.
just it's a good refresher, even for somebody that like me that has a lot of experience. It's good to hear it again.
Yeah. I think anyone that does any snow sports at all, I personally, and I'm no expert in this, but I'm going to sign myself up to learn. Now, if I wanted to get involved with a community and start, and knowing that I'm a beginner, Hayes, you had mentioned that there are a few community groups around here. Tell us about those.
Yeah, I know there's some Facebook page groups where people get together to go skinning together. There's also organizations like the Gore Range Gravity Alliance that put on group skins and avalanche awareness. And then here at the shop, we have a Wednesday night group skin. So lots of different opportunities to meet up with people and get out and go uphill.
Yeah, and when you become as advanced and tenured at backcountry as Adam, you had mentioned you have a group of 10 or 20 guys and gals that you get together with routinely, right?
Yeah, it's a mix, but we get out. I just know enough people that I can almost start, and I'm going to find somebody I know.
Out there, wherever you are. That's pretty amazing.
Not if it's real deep backcountry, but definitely, if it's off resort backcountry or stuff like that, I'll find somebody I know, and I can hook up with them or vice versa. And everybody's very friendly, for the most part. So even if you're struggling going up on Simba or somewhere at Meadow Mountain, there's somebody always willing to help. So.
Well, that's encouraging to me.
Yeah, you don't need to be intimidated.
Yeah, very encouraging to me. And again, you both are such inspirations and such great educators. I want to thank you again for being on the show. Adam Hayes, I'm Cece Zach. This is Good Day Vail. Thank you so much for participating in the skinning episode. And I hope to see you out there a year from now, because Adam's my inspiration. I want to start meeting people out there and run into them and become a community as well. Take care, everyone. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, The War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
And it's all about maintenance and making sure you fuel your body. We talked about tortilla soup, how to maintain a snowboard, whether it's applying new bindings or waxing it, how to skin it up a mountain, and then you've got to take care of yourself too with that glitz and glam at Shine Intuitive Beauty. Thanks for joining me. I'm Kimberly Perot, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
Snooki and Scott Show, we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Susie.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
From New York, this is Democracy Now!
We can end this war on our Ukrainian terms. We can return our land and people from occupation. We can bring Russia to justice for what it has done. But for this to happen, we must fight. May victory be the reward for all those who fight for Ukraine.
As the war in Ukraine enters its third year, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is urging U.S. lawmakers to support a $60 billion military aid package for Ukraine. The Senate's approved the money, but Speaker Mike Johnson's refused to schedule a vote in the House. We'll host a debate on U.S. funding for Ukraine. Then we'll be joined by the legendary consumer advocate and four-time presidential candidate Ralph Nader. He turns 90 years old today.
An important thing in the U.S. here is to focus on Congress and the White House because they are waist deep in this genocidal war in Gaza. The Congress is basically a rubber stamp and doesn't even have public hearings as it shovels billions of dollars to Israel.
All that and more coming up. Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. As the official Palestinian death toll in Israel's war on Gaza nears 30,000, President Biden said Monday he hopes a ceasefire can be achieved by next Monday.
Well, I hope by the beginning of the weekend. The end of the weekend. At least my national security advisor tells me that we're close. We're close. It's not done yet. And my hope is by next Monday, we'll have a ceasefire.
President Biden made the comment in a New York City ice cream shop with late-night host Seth Meyers, whose show he appeared on Monday evening. Qatar, which is hosting negotiations, said it's optimistic a deal could be reached before Ramadan next month. Meanwhile, Reuters reports Hamas called Biden's remarks premature. Meanwhile, on the ground in Gaza, Israeli forces opened fire again on people waiting for aid in Gaza City. A Palestinian man who was waiting for a delivery of flour pleaded with the world to take mercy on hungry Palestinians.
Look at us through the eyes of mercy, people. For the sake of Islam, look with mercy. Film so that people can see the starvation, how people are coming. They're carrying the martyrs on a donkey cart, on a bicycle. We don't have any value anymore. We don't have any value. No one is looking at us.
On Monday, Jordan and France conducted a joint operation to airdrop food to central and southern Gaza. Palestinians use rowboats to retrieve aid